is Iran Philippe. I will talk about a little bit about George Eliot's life because we are not going to discuss George Eliot during the classes. So, as Sandra suggested, we will I will talk just a little bit about her life. So Renata will continue with the Lifted Veil, our book. George Eliot, she was born as Mary Ann Evans, and she grew up in a really religious family. But I think when she was 21 years old, she refused to attend the church. To follow the religion, I mean, not to attend the church, because she made an agreement with her father to attend the church at the Sundays. She wrote under the name of George Eliot in honor of George Henry Lewis. That was her a man. She lived with his man, and she considered him as her husband. And she chose a male name, of course, because she tried to protect herself, to be anonymous, and because to have credit in her work. And she put herself in a position, in a tradition that comes back to George Sand and to the bells kind of work. And I have read that she used Eliot, and she took the L from bells to put in the name Eliot. After her father's when her mother died, she went out from the school to go home to help her father. And after her father's death, she traveled to Geneva with family friends, the brave families. And she met lots of free thinkers, free religious thinkers, philosophers, and progressive politics. And this environment, of course, will have an influence in her work, because he was a reclusive woman. She was a studious woman, and she was convinced that I started to work as an assistant editor in the Westminster magazine, Westminster Review. So she started to translate important works, and the first book that she translated from German was The Life of Jesus from Strauss. And she translated other books from related with philosophy and religious. Her first novel was Adam Bede, and she was really successful. And her husband, because George Henry Lewis could not marry with her, because he was already married with a mad woman, and he couldn't get the divorce. And he take care of her, and he kept away from her bad reviews, and because she was sensitive of criticize, and she was a little depressive person. After her first novel, she kept doing. She was a successful writer for about 15 years. When they published the Lifted Veil, they published it anonymous because it was re different from Adam Bede, and as Renata will present, you will see. He used lots of scientific things on the book, and Renata will tell about this. When her husband, when Lewis died, she got depressed and she got more recluse, and she was in touch only with some women friends, but and she could not write again because she thought that the name George Eliot was so close with her feelings about Lewis, so she stopped she stopped writing. And but she decided to she really get married with a man 20 years old, younger than her. So if you can notice, she was because it was a scandal, living with a man that was not married, and marry with a guy with a man 20 years old younger than her. It was a scandal too. And during her life, she was worried about biographies because as she writes here, I have destroyed almost all my friends' letters to me because they were only intended for my eyes and could only fall into the hands of persons who knew little of the writers, if I allowed them to remain till after my death. She was worried because the people usually take the letters and write it in no sense, and do scandals with the letters. But when she get married with the younger guy, she was married only for 7 months because she got kidney disease and she died. So I put here the biography. If you have any questions about her, if I can answer. Okay, now Renata will go on with the Lifted Veil by George Eliot.